go live. It's like not going. There we go. There we go. We're back. We're up. GM, everybody. Happy Friday morning. It's Pizza Day. As you can see, it's always the wrong shoulder that I point at. Pizza Day. Let's go. Hope you guys had a great week. We did it, man. We made it all the way to Friday. We made it. Now, we just have to get through this day. So we got the summit today at the White House, which I think there's maybe been a lot of misconfusion about that. I was reading something this morning that people are like, I think some government person, I'd have to figure out who said this. We're like, this isn't a conference, guys. This is like a roundtable. So I don't really think that. I think a lot of us maybe got a little bit more excited than potentially what's going to actually happen today. But it is very big. It's massive for crypto. But I don't even know if this thing's going to be like if they're going to stream it or whatever. But GM, welcome to the Web3 Breakfast Show. Guys, if you have not done so already, make sure you smash that like button. If you are watching on X, it's a little bit different. You don't smash the like button. You hit the heart. It's a heart and a thumb. Those are the two things that we got different between X and YouTube. Here's the deal. It is Friday, and we've got look, it doesn't say J Chain's Crypto Show today. It says Web3 Breakfast. That means we are here to hang out with the community, have some good vibes, talk some good shit, some speculation, some camaraderie, all that stuff. So I would love for anybody that feels cheeky. I see Doug in the crowd, and I feel like cheeky is a term that they say across the pond. Are you feeling cheeky? Come on, Dougie Fresh. Are you cheeky? But not just Doug. Anybody that is down in it, I've got a space going over on X. So if you want to join the conversation today, please, by all means, be my guest. Raise your hand. Come up to the stage. Let's have a conversation. Talk about what is going on with the White House Crypto Summit today. Talk about what's going on crypto in general. What are you seeing? Are you looking at charts? Are you trading? Are you spot buying? Are you selling? I would fucking hope not. This is not the time to sell. Overhyped conference, says Brian Gensler. I agree. It's not even a conference, they said. It's a roundtable. Roundtables are boring. Roundtables are not like, it's not the excitement of like the summit, right? They call it a summit, the White House Summit. The summit, the Wall Street 2.0 summit was like a one-day conference. That was amazing. Okay, it wasn't a round table. It wasn't. Don't bill it as a summit if it ain't a summit, man. Come on. Blocky can do the show next Friday. Nice. I love that. Yeah, if people are at a round table at work, that's not interesting. Now, I get that this is massive. This is a massive thing for our ecosystem to like, kick off and flourish. And, it's the beginning of regulation stage. I get it. That's great. It's big. I had probably, like everyone else, some bigger expectations that we were going to see some more stuff. I gotta make sure. I know yesterday we talked about, do we want the plant or the motorcycle wheel in the picture? And that's good. It's fine and dandy. I just want to make sure one thing. I've got the picture of my wife and my daughter, who I love, and they love me tremendously, on my shelf. And I would like to make sure that my wife and daughter are represented of all the things. I keep doing the wrong side of all the things that are like positive and impactful in my life. The fighting, the crypto stuff. I got some books from some important people. Matthew Snyder is one of them. Warren Buffett in a Web3 World. That's the top book underneath my ticker. So it's like, that's all important shit to me. That's a little, like, if you were to like check in on my live stream, like a little glimpse into my life, that's it, right? That's a little glimpse of my life. And my family, my wife and daughter, are so important to me. And I love them so much, and they love me so much. And so, it's a good thing. And I wanted to make sure that their picture was showing on there because, when you got a family that loves you and you love your family, ain't nothing better, man. I'll tell you what. So, all right, let's get into some crypto. Let's see here. What do we got? Man, I'll tell you what. Let's talk about ONDO really quick. You guys can see. I'm going to pull up, actually, because no one is. Oh, there we go. So finally, you guys aren't chicken shits. You're not all chicken shits. I get it. Not everybody wants to come up to the stage, and I was just joking. But all right, we're going to bring up a couple people up here. Let me just, while all those things are happening, guys, look at this. You guys, two times yesterday, one in the morning, you guys made me put in a stop loss for the profit. I made money. And it's good because ultimately it went down and I would have lost money. So that was good. Last night, I was telling you guys all day, I got a for ONDO, I got an order at $1. And then all the guys in the chat, they're yipping and yapping. Oh, it's going down to 88 cents. Oh, I got it going down to this. I got it going down to this. And I was like, ah, shit. All right. I'm going to pull my order at $1 and I'm going to lower it. And so I lowered it to like 93 cents or 95 cents. I think it got pretty damn close. Where does the lowest that it went down to last night? No. I'm sorry. It didn't go any lower. That's right. Because it wicked down basically to where my order was to get in. This is the 5-minute chart, so we got to look at from last night. So here, this was last night, right? March 6th. Yeah, it did get down there. 99 cents. So we went to, they're like, oh, to get it down to, 88 cents. So I lowered. Ultimately, you know who I'm proud of? My guy, Jake the Crypto Snack. Jake the Snack. He got that trade. He said, no. I'm not messing with that. I know this thing's stopping at $1 and going back up. And he did. And he even chatted in the trade. I took your ONDO trade for you, bro. Thank you. I'm glad that you did. I'm glad somebody got that trade at $1 because I'd been eyeing $1 all day. And then you bozolitos convinced me. But it's all right. We live to fight another day. That's the one thing that I love about trading. If you think you missed a trade, just wait a little while. There'll be another one. And so that's what we're looking at right now, actually, the setup. So, excuse me. Recently, we saw this thing dip back down to $1.01. So I've got my order in at $1, $1 and like 7.4, like way decimal points over there. So I've got a 15x. I've scaled back. I had it at 25 usually. I scaled it to 15. We'll see what happens here. I may dial it down a little bit more. We'll see if we range for a while or if we just scoop and get it or if we pump. We're it's all fluid, baby. That's the whole thing is that, we've got our zones. We picked it. It hit the target, but now we just got to wait for a different entry, which is okay. But that's what I'm looking at today, and I am jumping ahead. Let's get to some of our friends here with us on stage. Let me say good morning. Who is Doug? Dougie Fresh, my guy. What's up, brother?
Hey, GM. Happy Pizza Friday.
Hey.
Hey. Yeah, it sucks about that trade, brother. I was the same. Listen to everybody else, you see, being bears. Didn't get the trade.
That's all right. Again, we live to fight another day. There'll always be another trade. And ultimately, what my goal is, and seeing if it does come back down, it's okay. Because what I thought last night is I was preempting I feel like we're going to see a pump today. And I know a lot of people are saying buy the rumor, sell the news on all this. But we didn't have there was no buy the rumor. Look at the charts. There's no buy the rumor pump. How can we have a sell the news dump?
I didn't see it. No, I didn't see it either. I don't know. Yeah, just have to see what happens, I guess. Is there any news yet? Do we know anything yet?
Nothing yet. So I was looking this morning, and so when we were talking on AJ's show yesterday, and the idea was for him and I to live stream some of the summit, the roundtable today. I think it starts at like 1:30, 1:30 to like 5:30. It's like a 4-hour thing. But I was looking at something this morning, and I feel like it is a closed door roundtable meeting for the first several hours, and then I think at like 3:30 Eastern, Trump is supposed to talk. So that gives them a couple hours to kind of get through some working stuff. And then, maybe they come out, Trump says something, and then they answer some questions I'm not really sure how that all is going to go. But that's what I saw earlier this morning. And we'll continue to look for articles and see if we can find an itinerary or schedule or something so that we know. There was something else. If you guys want to chat for a second, or let's see, Doom. Let me ask you, what's up, dude? Are you excited about the summit today? I'm going to go look for something while you chit chat for a second.
Yeah, man, I'm excited. You guys hear me okay? I got my Bluetooth on, so I never.
You sound wonderful.
Yeah,
Bluetooth and
brother.
Okay, cool. Yeah, man. I mean, I don't know, dude. So like, we're still coming up on the weekend. Last weekend we kind of pumped. Are we gonna pump again? You know what I mean? Like, you are right. Like, I mean, dude, we already had our little dump, or at least what we presume is our little dump. So I mean, I don't know. I'm a little out of breath. I'm at the gym. I'm leaving right now. I got like a whole bunch of shit to do. So, whew, fuck, man, I had to get that workout in. But yeah, that's kind of what I think.
Nice.
Hey, we're still waiting for that video, by the way, Doom.
What video?
Proof.
Wait a minute, which one? Wait a minute, which one? Oh, you mean me at the gym? I'll get one next time. Hey, and then real quick, man, not to be weird, but did I piss you off in that chat yesterday?
No.
No, I didn't know. Like, I know you can't, like, obviously, like, you can't, like, tell tone through text, but, like, you know, I didn't know if, like, oh, yeah, you're sitting down with your daughter, you're doing something, you flip it open, and then, what the fuck? You know, like, I didn't know if it was something like that. That's what I was worried about. I'm like, fuck, dude.
No,
like,
you're good. I was not upset. I actually was laughing about it. And it was one of those, like, almost like, come on, man. Like, God, I didn't want to see a dick right now.
That's funny. But yeah, man, I don't know. Like, I'm hoping for a good pump. That'd be nice, you know.
I mean, I feel like
it's been weird, man.
I feel like inside, like this is great news. Like, why would something like this be a sell the news event? Why? This is actual our government coming together to start to build the framework for the complete adoption and integration of cryptocurrency. How the fuck is that a sell the news event? That's wild. It's not, though. In my opinion, it's not, because we never had a buy the rumor pump.
Exactly. And like you said, they announced the executive order early yesterday, because, you know, everybody yesterday on Twitter was like, oh, today they're going to probably sign the executive order. Dude, literally, when that news came out yesterday, dude, that fucking scam wick fucking down. Like, just fucking down. You know? So.
Well, and then, you know, they got the other. What's that?
No, go ahead.
And then there's all the other news that's coming out where they're like, I think a little bit more framework has been laid. And who knows, like, how accurate this is, where, you know, there's no money going to it. They're not spending any money. They're just taking the assets that have been seized. And that's what they're doing, right? Like, they're not buying altcoins. They're just taking the seized altcoins and adding them in there. I don't necessarily agree with that. I feel like let's take the 200,000 Bitcoin 100% and let's slide that into our reserve. And let's see what altcoins we have. Because if you got like shit coins in there like Cardano, like, I'd rather sell that for like ONDO any day. Nothing. I said that right now. So I said that to get a reaction, and no one said anything. No one said, "Oh, my Cardano."
Bro, Cardano.
No. That was like let's overlook that comment. That was like let's just pretend we hear that. I mean, dude, Cardano's still the Nickelback of crypto, man. It's still the Nickelback of crypto, all right? I'm going to say that. It's a good project. Everybody fucking loves it, but loves to hate it. You know what I'm saying? But it's good. It's going somewhere now. Like, it's going somewhere now. I mean, it's been mentioned. You know what I mean? So now people are going to see Ripple, Sol, and ADA. Like, all your, like, fucking noobs that don't know shit about crypto. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, oh, what's this ADA thing? Boom. Let's fucking, you know, get into that. Just like you saw with Ripple, with everybody, like, talking about it.
They should put warning labels on all that stuff. Like, hey, if you're new in crypto and you want to get into Cardano, here's just a quick disclaimer. It's a bunch of scientists and engineers, and they don't move fast, and they measure about 45 times before they cut once. So just be ready long term. It is a good project. There's a lot of good things. I do understand that. Great community. And now my whole thing is that when they wouldn't accept the ADA gang as the name and went to the Cardano community, that's what I was just like, oh, that's stupid. But now I do have a bone to pick with Charles. I feel like he was being a little baby about this whole thing. Like, I wasn't invited. I'm going to Tokyo, Japan. Like, dude, fuck yourself. If, like, why don't you get yourself there? Like, why don't you say, like, hey, is it cool if I show up? Because, like, this is massive. Like, why does he got to be a little bitch and say, I wasn't invited, so I'm going to just stay in Japan?
Dude, I mean, honestly, that's how he seems. You know, I feel like he was a fucking nerd that got it right and then became a billionaire, and he's still a fucking nerd. You know what I mean? No, that's exactly what he is. You know, it's kind of like, look at me, like, he made all this money, but yet he's still probably like the guy that got made fun of in fucking school. Let's just be honest, man. That's kind of how his attitude, like, seems, you know. And honestly, like, he doesn't need to be invited. Like you said, he could have just showed the fuck up. That's his fucking project. Show up for your community. Who gives a god? Like, swallow your fucking pride, show up for your community, and get the, like, if you believe in it so much, you know. Fuck, dude, you can make it all fucking like a whole show thing, man. Show up in your little Black Hawk helicopter and shit.
Yeah, I mean, like,
that's just how I feel.
To me, I agree. And it's not like you don't get to just invite yourself to the White House, but what you do is make an effort to get there and be like, oh, like, I'm the founder of Cardano, which you've put into this strategic plan. Like, How would I not be? Like, you've got the other guys from the other projects that are going to be talking about their stuff. Like, why the fuck wouldn't I be? Like, it just seems weird that you wouldn't even make the effort. You just be like, no, I'm not going. I wasn't invited. Fucking make it happen. You're Charles Hoskinson. Make it happen. Anybody can make things happen. Anyway.
100%. Like I said, he's still a fucking nerd. Like, he's like a nerd that got picked on in school. But it's like, dude, realize, man, you're a fucking billionaire and shit. Like, dude, you don't have to be that way. I don't know. That's just what it seems like, man. He seems a little entitled, honestly. And he doesn't, like, have the right to be entitled to an extent.
You don't have the right, Chuck. Do you think they called him Chaz in high school?
Yeah, Chaz.
Chaz. Good old Chaz. I see, speaking of Chaz, I see our buddy Andy down in the crowd, and Mr. Andrew Gordon. It's good to see you. Anyway, Mike, Modern Canadian, my brother, how are you?
I'm doing well, man. It's Friday. I got the week off next week for March break. We can be with my kids, so it'll be a nice break from the work week.
Hell yeah!
But,
are you guys doing anything or just staycation?
Yeah, I'm taking her to like a movie, arcade. There's like this thing that like it's like called Clawlands, and literally a whole store of just like claw machines to get like stuffed animals. So she's gonna
What?
absolutely love that.
Dude,
yeah.
How far is
I
that
love
going to
claw
be?
machines.
How far is that going to be from where we're at in Futurist?
Oh, like it's in Mississauga, and so Mississauga is only like 20-30 kilometers, probably like half hour drive.
Can we just let's make a mental note for all of our Futurist Toronto get together people. Here's the deal. I'm like probably a higher than 50% chance, but everything I give a 50% chance until there's more movement. So 50% chance Whitney and Emmy will be coming with me to Toronto again, right? And so if this is the case, we gotta go to Clawland, because here's the deal. I am like undefeated. I am undefeated in claw games. I don't lose. I do not lose them. I'm so good. I don't know what it is. It's like some people are really good at things that are really important in life, and for whatever reason, I was blessed with a gift to never lose at a claw game. So we got to go.
Can I just step in and say they have to come, because the only reason I'm going is to see them,
Okay. Well, then it's 100% they're coming because they've got to.
Absolutely. Yeah, but for these markets, man, we have some pretty good bullish things coming, in my opinion. Like, we have this crypto summit, which I think might start like the relief of this like bearish sentiment that we've had.
Mm-hmm.
But like the 18th and 19th, we have the FOMC meeting. This might be the end of QT, guys. This might be where they start to cut rates.
We get a little easing.
Yeah, like, well, not easing, like just the end of QT. Easing will come later. But like that's the pivot. That's just like the mental pivot, and then everyone's gonna, how the markets are forward looking, so they're all gonna speculate where it's gonna go. So that's where things will start to go up.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think a lot of people are really excited about it. We should be seeing wasn't it earlier in the year they said we were going to be getting like about the rate cuts? There was something going on, and then within the last like week or two, I kind of feel like they've upped that to where we're going to see way more cuts, and they're going to be coming in a couple months, right? Like, we probably won't see anything for probably the rest of this quarter, but next quarter probably.
So I was watching Anthony Pompliano, and he was talking about how Trump, this is like a case. This is not like off the fact, but like it's like he's probably trying to tank the market on purpose so he can justify cutting rates and stopping QT to do QE, because they wanted the dollar to go down. Because right now, like every other country's debt is based in U.S. dollars, so a strong dollar is no good for global trade. So maybe he's trying to tank it on purpose so he can start to slow down the GDP, because we've had such a strong economy. So maybe the only way to do it is to make it weak first and then come out swinging and making everything go up.
Do you think the pushing tariffs off is going to help?
I think these tariffs are going to be basically kind of like a nothing burger, just like it was in 2019. It's a bunch of posturing. It's like the Cold War, essentially. It's going to be a bunch of posturing and bullshitting, and then they'll come to some sort of agreement that's maybe a little bit better for the U.S. But I find it funny. I saw a clip. It's like Donald Trump was like, he's like, oh, I saw the tariff deals. Like, it's great. They're terrible. They're terrible deals. Like, who made these deals? And if you go back to 2019, he's the one that did them.
I mean, like, listen, at the end of the day, we got to find ways to laugh at all this. Speaking of ways to laugh, to all my Canadian friends, I think, Mike, you probably posted this. Was it this morning? It was kind of the whole thing where, like, it doesn't quite make sense what's happening with the Canadians taking the already purchased from the distributor liquor off the shelves.
Oh my God! Yeah.
What's the, like? Why would you lose that money? Like, that doesn't make sense to me.
Because I almost, a part of me is like, do they think the public is that stupid? It's like,
Well,
we're gonna rah behind you and cheer you on for sticking it to the Americans. And like, bro, these are fucking paid to bring that in the country. Like, what are you doing?
I would say, really quick to answer that question, Mike. Obviously, it goes without saying. Oh, let me bring Abdullah up. It goes without saying that if you are listening to this show, and not just a show, if you are here and you are in crypto and blockchain and you are learning and develop all that stuff, right? Like, you have gone to another level with kind of, I forget what we were saying. I looked at the chat.
We're talking about the tariffs and taking the stupid booze off the shelves, which is stupid.
Anyway, totally distracted. With
Come to
Tyler.
my world.
I don't know. Maybe you're trying to get at that being in this space, being part of this community is going to level up your game and investing by all the amazing people we have
what I
here.
was saying was, because you were saying, like, what are you, stupid, that kind of thing, for those kind of people. Yeah. I would say that most of the world is actually that dumb. We know that most people are dumb. But what I was trying to say was the people that are here in this room, the people, and not specifically just this room, but like the people that are in crypto, the people that are learning and developing and growing, like, you are not one of those people, but we all know and we've all met them, that you could probably say that there are some people on this planet that they are just sheep. They just do what they are told because they can't think for themselves, kind of thing. Yes, there are people like that. Y'all are not them. And that's why you're here.
I call them sheeple.
Sheeples, yes.
Sheep people.
Yeah, plenty of sheeples, man. We got a lot of sheeples on the planet. But I
don't mind if I jump in, guys. But go ahead, finish Jason's what you were saying.
No. Please go ahead, brother. Good to see you.
Hey, good to see you guys. So guys, it's Andrew Gordon in the house. Let me go ahead and yeah, I just wanted to share my thoughts with what's it called? The Modern Canadian. Mm-hmm. Sorry if that's his name.
Mike.
Mike, there you go. The funny thing is that that's exactly what I was thinking around the time the tariffs first came out. And I can't agree more than what he said. And then I also watched that interview or that podcast with Pompiano, and it kind of solidified my thoughts, which is basically, I think the tariffs serve two functions. And one of them was the FOMC meeting came out, and I think in January we had an FOMC meeting. And we knew tariffs weren't going to, we knew that the rates weren't going to be cut. But then in the meeting, someone asked him, they said, what would your policy or would your decisions in the future change based on the tariffs of the new administration? And he said, yes, we would be evaluating, like, basically we'll be looking into each scenario or whatever. If something changes because of the tariffs, then they would change their mind. And then I think that was like the green light for Trump, where he was like, okay, we'll mess with the we'll mess with the feds by throwing these tariffs around and taking the markets and then making them kind of forcing their hands to do something about it. I think that's the first function. Second function, I generally think he's trying to like negotiate foreign policies. Mm-hmm. So, and he's leveraging tariffs and stuff like that. And it's so funny, it's so stupid. I talk to people and they're like, you do know tariffs hurt us. I'm like, yeah, but like, it's not. And he's like, yeah, he's just a racist bitch. I'm like, the guy's not being racist. I mean, you don't hear, like, they're bringing in Honda is planning on coming here now because of the tariffs in Mexico. Mm-hmm. The Taiwanese,
the
chip making manufacturers, are coming here because of the freaking tariffs. You guys don't see it. That's just
here's the problem. People will always remember how you make them feel. It's just like basic psychology, and like they can't get past his like attitude. Like they hate him, like just like people hate Andrew Tate. Like Andrew, I'm not saying he's a saint, but like there are some things that he says that make sense, right? And you can hate the person, but listen to what they say, because you actually might learn something even from people that you hate. So I think it's important to listen. You take away his personality, take away what he's doing. He's actually trying to screen people to manufacture stuff in the U.S., which is pretty smart. If you're going to be a strong sovereign nation, you kind of want people to be building shit in your country.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly. I mean,
Go
sorry, go ahead. No, I was gonna say. I know. So when I was in college, when he first ran for office, and I was still young and dumb at the time, and it was just like it was all that racist hate speech that we were just like, oh, this guy's an idiot, stuff like that. I fell for all that stuff. Voted for Hillary, she lost, and we're all like depressed because he became president, all that stuff. And then around the end of his around the end of his first term is when I kind of graduated and entered the workforce. I even started my own business and stuff like that, or bought my own business, whatever. And then COVID happened, and I was afloat while he was in office. And then like an idiot, I still voted for Biden the second, and then I voted for Biden the second time. So I still didn't like him, even though I was fine. And then Biden took over, and then it was a complete night and day. Like everything just went to shit, like everything. And I'm just like, everything I was afraid that Trump would do, like happened in Biden's term. I'm just like, dude, I was afraid this was gonna happen. It happened in Biden. I have the wars happened in Biden's term. The economy tanking happened all in Biden's term. And I'm just like, wait a second, I think I'm being lied to here. And then I started doing research and started looking at stuff like that. And then it wasn't until like election seasons was coming around, and you had the rise of like Andrew Tate and all these other guys, kind of just talking common sense. I'm not saying I agree with everything these guys are saying, but it's just a lot of it was common sense. It's like, this we're in a shit situation. There's no free speech. Elon Musk coming out and saying, guys, there's a problem here. Mark Zuckerberg flipping and all that kind of stuff. And I was just like, yeah, I think, the whole time we're being psyoped. So my message is always to like people who are like hardcore Democrats. I'm just like, look, man, like I was in your shoes. You want to be a Democrat, that's fine. But like, don't sit here and hate on Trump because everybody told you just to hate him. Like just use your mind, see what he's doing. Kind of don't just say because like it's like anything he does, it's like, oh, the guy's an idiot. Like this is bad. I'm just like, okay, not everything he's doing is bad. Like look into it. Do your research.
I mean, that's like the best advice that you could give is just like, listen, just stop like blindly consuming what you hear without creating an opinion of your own, right? Like you can't just listen, and then just spew what you hear without doing any research or trying to find any kind of like facts or was any of this bullshit, like that's when you talk about sheeple and all that stuff is that you've got some people who are not free thinkers. And unfortunately, when you get someone who says a lot of the wrong thing, and then you get a lot of people who just like, let's use Tate for an example. Like same thing, he does make some good points, and I feel like probably what would be good to do with like some kind of sometimes with these people is like just get the transcript of what they said, erase the bullshit, and just take the value add, the meat and potatoes. And sometimes you hear these guys say some really important stuff, some really good things, but you just kind of got to weed through it. But that's just the whole idea of people being able to and I know you're talking about presidents, and we're talking about figures. I think people with a platform, right, is maybe just the general station there. But anyway,
my thing is, I don't think people like to be wrong. You know what I mean? Like
people hate
and
that.
I think that's why people. Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? And so I think that's a big thing. It's more of a maturity step with yourself. You know what I mean? Like everything that you guys are saying is spot on. But I think with a lot of people, man, it's like, okay, I'm going to get behind this idea, right? And then, some people realize it's falling apart and they're like, you know what? I'm going down with fucking shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's just one of those things like you got to be able to admit to yourself that you might be wrong. You know what I mean? You got to keep an open mind, and that's with anything in life in general. You know what I'm saying? It's easier said than easier said than done. But if you could live that way, you know what I mean? You're gonna be able to sift through, like you were saying, like actually hear what the people that you maybe don't like actually hear the important shit that they are right about, and sift through the bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, you just gotta take a certain approach with it, and understand, if it's a personality conflict, because let's use the Tates because they're polarizing, or we'll use Andrew Tate because he's polarizing in this whole thing. It's like, yeah, like you might not like some of the things that he says about masculinity or whatever, but sometimes there's points that he's making on certain things that are so valid and important. You just gotta cut out some of the shit that it's emotional, right? And I think a lot of us really get caught up in the emotion of like what people are saying, and if we can just remove that. If I know it's hard, again, you talk about things harder said than done. You remove that whole emotional aspect of it, and you can then really decipher the messages that you need and get the value add that you need out of there. Speaking of value add, we are bringing Neil's here. Welcome to the stage. Anybody that's sitting down in the crowd, you want to be a part of the conversation, please raise your hand and come on up. That's the whole point. There's a couple things chatting in the YouTube chat today, talking about XRP paying their fine, or Ripple paying the fine, and XRP potentially getting announcement today of maybe that you can pay your taxes in a US based crypto, and there's no capital gains tax on that, right? Like, I will unequivocally tell you, unless something fundamentally changes, there is a 0% chance I will ever pay taxes in crypto. Maybe a stable coin.
But why would you it's essentially, why would you pay your taxes in gold or oil or wheat? Why would you do that? Why would you sell a stock, pay taxes, pay your shitty dollars for that?
Exactly. Use those scammy bucks, those daddy war bucks for your taxes, and keep this smart money that we call crypto. Keep that for yourself, man. That's the whole point. It just seems to me like, yeah, let me pay my taxes in my Bitcoin. And then you're like that guy who, not only are you like Laszlo, who spent 10,000 Bitcoin on his fucking pizzas, I know a guy who spent $500,000 on a mattress. You got to sleep really well at night knowing that, he bought it with Bitcoin when it was cheap, and now it's like, it's probably a lot more than it's probably a couple $1 million mattress at this point, because it was $500,000 in like 2020.
So my parents are like that old school European mentality, right? Like hide, cash under the mattress, right, kind of thing, right? And I'm trying to convince my parents, I'm like, the dollar is your risk. Yeah. Don't save in dollars. It's like, they don't understand crypto. They don't want to get in crypto. That's fine. So I'm trying to get them to buy gold. Like, if you're going to stash something in your mattress, stash gold. You know what I mean? Because at least the value, if the idea is to pass it on to, your children in the future, don't you want it to buy more or not less? And you just store gold. You can't destroy it. Doesn't rot or anything like that. Like, I don't know. They just don't get it.
Gold to me, the gold to me is the one thing that I would probably want to add a lot to, when I get to a point. And I know that it sucks, but just to have at the house or whatever, just have a nice little supply of gold, because it at the end of the day, it is the one thing that even has outlasted all of us, right? It's the longest form of money trade that we got, shiny rocks. And it has been around longer than we have, and so it will always be around, and so that's amazing. However, the argument that you make about crypto is, it's the complete opposite, right? Like, okay, I can bring I don't have one up here, but say this was like a ledger, right? Like, I can bring this with me anywhere. It can go in my pocket. It can go in my suitcase. It can go in my carry-on bag. And if I need to take my money with me because I'm going to another country for a couple months, and if something happens, I've got it. I'm shit out of luck if my gold's in my safe at home and I'm in another country for 6 months. You know what I mean? So there is, you can definitely make those arguments one way or the other. Gold's been around longer, but Bitcoin and digital assets are way more easy to use right now, especially for travel purposes.
My whole zoom out picture, the way I look at it is, crypto is the best horse in the race to be able to amass capital. Now, to protect your capital, that's where you look for diversification. So as you make money in crypto, you pull some out, maybe you buy real estate or you buy gold or whatever you want, but you diversify yourself. That way, all your risk is not in one thing. And that's the way I look at it. there's nowhere you're gonna get the most amount of capital the fastest, and that's in crypto.
I mean, especially right now, it's an emerging market, right? This is a growing. I call it an industry, ecosystem, whatever. But at the end of the day, we are taking what was a movement, right? Like this whole cypherpunk movement started with Bitcoin. That's why we will always pay homage to the king. Started with Bitcoin as a movement. And we are now moving past an industry, and we are part of the entire financial ecosystem, potentially disrupting it and revolutionizing it, which is wild to think. In just a short time, this is where we are. I love it.
I wanted to play devil's advocate on the paying your taxes with crypto. This has happened to me before. So normally, even though like when I file my taxes, I'll keep all my stuff in crypto up until the point where I get the number or my CPA comes out and says, okay, this is how much you owe in capital gains. I won't sell anything, and I won't have any liquid cash on hand. So I'm forced to sell like some of my crypto to pay the taxes, which is fine. I'm okay with that because it's like, I'd rather hold my capital. Any extra cash I have, I always hold it in crypto.
Yeah.
So it's, because, you don't know tomorrow it can go up, whatever. Anyway, so to have it, to kind of bypass the process of, they should do it in a way where, okay, like you can pay us your, taxes in crypto, or let's say the capital gains in it, but we won't tax you on that crypto. We won't consider that like a sale for
like a taxable event. When you
a taxable event.
Yeah.
Exactly. So if they do it that way we're like, okay, cool. So here's my crypto, and then like I'm gonna sell it anyway to pay the taxes. If I just transfer it over to you, that's not a taxable event. So here you go. You have it as an option.
Yeah, no, I see that. Listen, I see your point, and I do kind of actually am starting to agree with you, even though my first thing, and Hash, I'll get to you in 1 second. My first thing was just like, no, like I'm not paying the government in crypto, but you're right. And I think for the most part, if we were to actually evaluate, like, where do most of people in crypto have, if you've been here for a while, where's most of your money? Is it in crypto or is it in fiat? And I would say that, for the most part, we make more fiat by having to sell some crypto because most of us keep our wealth in crypto right now. And I think that is a value point. So now you're removing a step by having to sell that to get the money to pay the tax bill. You are also removing the fact that is now a taxable event because you don't have capital gains on it. So, okay, it does save some time, effort, a little bit of money. You don't have to deal with that. So, okay, I can see that. Now, it's as long as you can just pay in a stable coin, some good old USDC, I'm okay. But if they're like, no, it's got to be Bitcoin, that would be crazy. Or you have to pay in the specific coins that they've chosen, right? Like right now we've got the 5, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, XRP, and Cardano. Those are the 5 that they've named. However, we know that there are more US based. And so I think they'll become an official list. And then that becomes, as people sell to, pay their taxes, or as things, we generate this revenue model, that then becomes the strategic reserve, I would assume, right? Like we're not buying any more of these assets, but what we will do is collect them as taxes or whatever, seizures, however all that works. And that's how they build up the stockpile of the altcoins. That's probably how that's going to work. Hash, my guy, let's go to you, and then we'll swing it back over to Mike.
What is up, Chains? Happy fucking Pizza Friday. Pardon my language. I'm just very bullish and excited on what's going on. Crypto Summit, this tax conversation, I think we need to be having it more and more. Again, I'm Canadian, so our tax laws are a bit different, but it is very interesting. I think it's very complicated, though. Again, I'm not sure the ins and outs of the tax system and how that stuff gets approved, but I do not believe that through the stroke of a pen, executive order, that any president can change the way taxes are collected. Never mind waiving the capital gains part of crypto, but like saying, hey, tax agency, you are now accepting XRP USDC. Like there's no way that can happen with a stroke of a pen from what I understand of the code. So I'm wondering what that would look like to go through Congress, because for them to accept pesos for taxes, right, which is another legal tender, they don't do that. So they would need to probably put something in there. I would imagine that would need the approval of someone apart from the president. And also, that being said, even if I am paying with my XRP, and like Abdul was saying, right, like if I don't sell crypto all year, I don't have capital unless you're trading and selling stocks, sure. But if you're just a crypto person, you don't have capital gains or losses. So if they are forcing you to sell your crypto just to pay your taxes, they're like causing a taxable event for you. So I do think it would be simplified if they would accept crypto, but I think it would be super complicated for them because then they're going to need to settle up that day, and they're still going to have some level of disparity between what I paid and what the price of XRP is. Now, if they go with what you said, J-Chains, and it's just a stable coin, great. What stable coins are they going to accept? How does that work? Is it just going to be American stable coins? And Circle would be very happy to hear about that. And so
Yeah, let's go RLUSD and USDC. We can start with those two. Those are great first options. My opinion. Mike, the modern Canadian. What is up, my guy?
All right. So we can all agree that we all want to pay less taxes than more, right? I can assume that's the case.
We don't want to pay any taxes. Let's just be really clear. We don't want to pay any tax. Taxation is step. Consumption tax. I'm fine with a consumption tax. Tax me on the shit that I use, right? Like I've got a child, like we can start preparing to pay, into the school system. I drive on the roads. So I will start paying for the taxes on the roads. But what we don't want to do is just continue to pay these stupid fucking taxes. And then all of a sudden we're spending money for transgendered mice in Indonesia. Like enough of that.
Exactly. So we won't pay no taxes or as low tax as possible. So I wouldn't pay in crypto because long term, you're going to end up paying more taxes than you need to. What I would do, anytime you make a taxable event, you don't have to pay taxes till the next tax season because whatever you do now, you're paying for next year, right? Next March or wherever you guys have your tax season. I believe in the US it's pretty similar to Canada. So if that's the case, you should never be selling your crypto and giving up your crypto because the most value you're going to get in crypto is by taking your profits and compounding them in the bear market and being around for another cycle. So you should do everything but get rid of your crypto and your profits. You should be fucking selling feet pics, selling your fucking blood to pay your goddamn taxes, right? Pay your taxes for your shit fucking dollars. Do whatever the fuck you got to do to pay your bills. It's an entire year to figure that out. Keep your profits, compound them in the bear market, and become a fucking millionaire.
My God, dude, you're so reasonable. I love that. That's some of the best advice. Literally, if you have to take, because you can borrow against your crypto. That is absolutely selling your crypto is like the worst thing you can do, especially because you've already made this decision to come into crypto versus fiat. Come on. Yeah, I love that. You definitely surprised me with the feet pics thing, but there is something about it. I'm getting ready. I'm going to probably get my feet all lotioned up, and I got to start moisturizing and get them ready for some feet pics.
All you got to do is take a few pics of hairy marinara, put some like tomato sauce and meatballs, pour it on your feet, and you're good to go.
Wait, can you just say that again? Because what I sounded like I heard you say is basically, and I think what I misheard is going to be the name of my character that sells the feet pics. I believe you said Harry Marinara.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's my new feet. Guys, look out for my feet pics account coming this weekend. Good old Harry Marinara. God damn, is that gross? That's so gross.
Bald spaghetti.
Good morning, fellas.
Hey, what's up, dude?
My fault. My wife called there when I jumped in when you accepted my my speech.
It's all good. You got to take those calls, man. Don't get yourself in trouble.
Yeah, absolutely. I just wanted to clear the air. To be fair, I did say ladder in that trade last night. I just wanted to be clear.
Yeah. If I would have, you're right. If I would have laddered, I would have at least gotten the first part of that order filled, and the second part would have never filled. Right. But at least one part would have filled. But you're right. But I don't do that. I'm an all or nothing kind of guy. I go 100% of my order at one time. I would never. Now that's not true. The only time that I ever ladder is if I put in an order and the trade doesn't go my way. You guys know that I don't run with a stop loss most of the time. I did stop loss in the profit the other day, but the only time that I ever ladder in is if I'm in an order and it's not going my way and I'm down. I will put in another order, which lowers the entry point and also lowers the liquidation point, especially if it's getting close to that. Give yourself a little bit more wiggle room.
Right. I gotcha. Yep. And that's pretty much what I meant. I think it did come down and bounce off 99, at least on the FEMAX chart. 99 cents. I was looking at 98, and that's just because of imbalance I saw in the chart. I've been doing a lot of supply and demand trading. Well, not trading, but I've been learning a lot on supply and demand, and I can't wait to show you what I'm seeing when it comes to supply and demand. It's actually it works really good.
Do you need to run like a different indicator to see that, or?
No. You got to spot that with your own eyes. So you got to spot that imbalance in the chart, which I will show you. I will take some screenshots later and put it in chat and tag you.
Okay.
That way you don't miss them. But I will show you what like an imbalance looks like.
Okay, cool.
And then you spot that, and then you get your demand zone from there. So if we're sitting there chilling and we're going sideways, and then we start shooting off like a rocket or shooting down, depending on where that next candle after that candle that we started moving from wicks to, I'll show you. It's hard to explain.
Okay.
Through just voice, but I'll show you some examples, and it's actually working really well.
Hell yeah, dude. Definitely looking forward to that. I know hopefully, next week if we can, we should do we should co-stream and start doing some collaboration stuff. So
next week's definitely good for me. I'm off Friday. I will have the laptop with me, so StreamYard should work great for me to be able to share a screen.
Ooh, love that. Yeah, and I'll get you into the StreamYard, and you know what happens after that.
Absolutely. Yep. And then I can show you, a few things. So.
Oh, dude, I'm looking forward to that. That'll be exciting. Next week should be a good week. Hopefully, here's the deal. So we've got 3 weeks left of March, and then Q1's over. And then, we've got a little bit of time. Oh God. I just saw what Doom posted. With a toe ring
hilarious.
too? Come on.
Gotta love Doom.
Oh my goodness. Guys, make sure that you check out Doom's page. He just posted the basically the favicon for my my new feet. What's it called? Only Feet? Or Feet Finders? Feet Friends? I think Ellie knows.
And that looks like it says Harry's feet, like a dude named Harry, not Harry.
Yeah, that's that. So like on the show, because I won't show my face. It'll just be my feet. Like that will be my persona. Is my name is Harry, like right. Like it's a Harold Marinara is like when I'm going serious. Like if I'm in trouble, like by my mom, when she's like, Harold Marinara, get to your room.
That's freaking hilarious.
Yeah, but now we all know cake sitting, you can just like stand on pizza and like squish pizza with your toes.
I would never disrespect pizza like that, Mike, unless it was from Windsor, Canada. I'm just kidding.
Well, that's how they make the pizza there, Chains.
What was that?
That's how they make the pizza in Windsor. They step on it.
Yeah, well, I'm telling you, there is something to be said about that julienne pepperoni. It does totally change the flavor profile of a pizza. You get a way better mix of the pepperoni to bite ratio. You don't ever have a bite without pep, and there is something to be said about that. Blocky, what were you saying?
They shred it with their toes.
They shred it with their toes? Okay, I get it now. They just it's like make like feet worms. You can do like the handworm things where you rub your hands together and then you get the handworms. They just do it with their feet and the cheese. Ugh. All right, I'm disgusted. I'm sorry. Blocky, you were saying something a second ago. What were you saying?
No, I was just saying we all know you just like pizza to connect with us. We all know.
It's all ruse, man. It's all just a ruse.
We all love you, Chains. We're here to support you and forget what's all being said about you, man.
I appreciate that, man. Working through it. It's been a tough week, but hey, we're getting through it, and I feel like with the strength of, I got the absolute best people in the entire Web3 world here with us chit-chatting, and especially in our group. You guys have been, when I say supportive and amazing, that is an absolute understatement. So thank you so much. I appreciate it. I love you guys. Y'all are amazing, helping me get through. Like this has been dog shit of a week, but y'all are amazing.
Yeah, Andrew Gordon's on the side. Don't worry about it.
Let's go. Yep. Hash. What a gentleman. This is the second time I've seen you raise your hand today.
That's how we do things up here in Canada. We're polite to a fault, and then we yell at you. We pissed in the Cheerios. Two amazing things. One, Doge the bounty hunter. I'm just saying that was probably the smartest thing I've ever said in my whole life. And then also, did you see this Grok AI coin thing with this like at Grok from
No.
last night? Oh boy, yeah, I was up feeding the baby at like 1:30 or 2 a.m. and I saw, rumblings on the timeline about some Grok coin. So I went and looked, and I guess you can at Grok to ask them questions now. Or I don't know if Grok is a them or they or he or she, but you can ask it questions. And someone was like, oh, like, what's a good meme coin? And so Grok ended up tweeting out a contract address of a Grok AI coin on Solana. It looked like it ripped from like, 4 million to 30 million overnight. Now it's retraced back down to 15. So just something I'm keeping an eye on, I guess. It's done $140 million of volume. We haven't seen something like that since Libra, I guess.
Interesting. That's interesting. So here we go. I'm gonna do this. I feel like this is an important thing to do at the moment. This is what I want to do, and then I'm gonna switch here. And so I'm gonna ask my Grok, do you prefer to be a him, her, or they? Are we ready? Because that confused me, Hash, and I don't like to be confused, so I gotta know. So I'm gonna ask my Grok if they prefer to be him, her, or they. And
Do it.
here we go. I hope it's not some woke bullshit answer, to be honest with you. AI gender preferences. Okay. What's happening?
Just that it says freaking hilarious.
Okay. As Grok 3, I don't have a preference for pronouns. I'm an AI, after all. We can refer to me as he, she, they, or even it. Whatever feels right to you works for me. How can I assist you today?
You should use the Grok voice, the unhinged mode, and ask it the question.
How do you get to unhinged mode?
Do you have the Grok app?
No, I was just looking at on my computer just so I could put it up on the screen.
It has to be on your phone.
Oh, okay.
Like you have to have the app, and then you can go when you hit voice to talk to it. You can select different modes, and unhinged is one of them.
Okay. Oh, you know what? I've seen a couple of the guys put some of the unhinged things in our chat. That's right. Yeah, and it's pretty funny what it came up with.
Yeah, maybe don't do it on stream, brother.
Yeah. Go ahead, Blocky.
Is that is Grok the app only available on iPhone right now? Because I went to the App Store and hit Grok and hit update or not update, install, and it said it will let me know when it's available. Just curious if anybody knew.
I just downloaded it on Amazon on Android, so I don't know.
Okay. Well, maybe I'll go.
I'm not sure, but I believe it's on Google Chrome because I'm pretty sure I have it. So, but don't quote me on that. I can't confirm.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah, I'll check it out. Maybe it's available now. It didn't say like not available for Android or anything. It just said when it's available to download, it'll let me know. So I'll check it out. Thank you.
You. I should probably get the app too. I got to check that out. That was really funny. Now, do you think to anybody who has the Grok app, I use my ChatGPT for like work stuff every single day, like workflow, a lot of things. Does it have that same kind of effect and capability, like if that's what you want, or is it more for just like fun communication? Does anybody know who's got it?
I haven't used it too much, but I've tried it a few times, and it does kind of like, yeah, it has the same capabilities, but the cool thing about Grok is it gives you different options of modes. Like I'm looking at it right now, like you have, I'm not going to mention some of the options on there because I don't want to sound like a weirdo on here, but it has assistant, storyteller, romantic. That's weird. Oh, they have not a therapist and not a doctor too.
Okay.
So, pretty cool.
That's awesome. What were you going to say, Hash?
Do they have not financial advice?
Oh, see, that's what I would want, because you can do that. Like you can get and I don't know if you can do that with the Grok yet, especially because it's just a phone app. Because with ChatGPT on the computer, you can add like what's the word? Oh, add-ons. That's not the right word. Yeah, like,
Plugins. You're looking
thank
for
you. Plugins. Yeah, you can put plugins into there, so then we can do more things, or people can create their specific bots, and then you can kind of upload some of that language or that knowledge base into yours, so that if it is for research or if it's for like specific things, like it's gonna be a little bit better out the gate than if you just go to like a side chat and be like, hey, let's look at this, and it's just not the same. Interesting. I gotta check it out. I do want to check it out. Go ahead, Blocky.
Yeah, so for me, let me back out of my page. It says, so I go to the Grok in the App Store and it says coming soon, pre-registered. So I don't know what the heck's going on there. Maybe it's a region thing. I don't know.
Maybe based on the market that you're in.
Right. I am in Maryland, however. So, yeah, it just says coming soon. Strange.
Markets are pumping.
Your
after
mom
the
is
US
coming
Opens.
soon.
What's going on here?
Maybe you need to update your phone, your iOS or your system, your whatever your Android system needs to get updated.
I literally just updated, but I could try to get another update, see if it's one available.
Let's take
Weird.
a look. There's a message that said markets pumping from Green Candle, says markets pumping after U.S. market open. Let's go pump into this conference. Let's go. Let's take a look at Coin Market Cap really quick. See if there's anything worth noting.
All right, guys, I got to bounce. It's 7 in the morning here.
All right.
I gotta
Whoa,
go get ready.
you know what? We don't need to look at Coin Market Cap. I realize it's 9:58. You cannot leave quite yet because it is Friday. You guys know what that means. And if you want to come up to the stage and give me your pizza order, it's time for hey, Mamma mia, Papa Pia, time to order pizzeria. Abdullah, let's start with you today. What kind of pizza can we get for you?
Pizza? I like, I think we were talking about this the other day. I like, what did you call it? The Napoleon style, whatever? The one with the brick oven, the small ones?
Neapolitan?
Neapolitan, yeah.
There you go. You want any toppings on there or just cheese and basil?
Cheese. I like the exotic cheeses.
There you go.
Think, that place I think had buffalo.
We'll give him the quattro formaggi. For my goodness cheeses. Quattro formaggi. Come on.
And beef pepperoni.
You want pepperoni?
Beef.
Beef pepperoni. There you go. We got that. We can do that. I learned about beef bacon in Dubai. Not a fan. I will tell you, if you've never had beef bacon, you don't need to. It's not the same.
Turkey bacon is better.
Turkey bacon is way better than beef bacon. That is a fact.
Yeah.
All right.
They have beef bacon here too.
Cool.
I like turkey bacon.
All right, man. You have yourself a great day. Thank you so much for being here. Neil, what kind of pizza do you want today, buddy?
Sir. Good morning. I'm going to take the pepperoni, maybe extra pepperoni, extra cheese, a little bit of bell peppers, and some spicy marinara.
Ooh, love that. Hairy marinara. I'm sorry, spicy marinara. Guys, while we're doing our pizza orders here on stage, make sure you are dropping them in the chat. What kind of pizza do you want on a pizza day, especially on this White House Crypto Summit Day? Hash, what kind of pizza do you want?
Oh my God, I need that foot cheese Windsor pizza with that mustard from my bestie Sandra.
That French's mustard dipping sauce.
You know it. No tariffs on that pizza, please.
Hey, I got to bring my own pizza ingredients to Toronto with me for Futurist because some guy has decided that they're not gonna. I don't know. I don't know what he's decided, but I've got to just now bring my own ingredients, which I will do. Don't you worry. We'll bring good.
We're going to charge you 25% per ingredient, just so you know.
And we're also, from what I understand, I'm bringing a suitcase full of White Castle sliders. So get ready, guys. We're going to have sliders and American pepperoni. We're doing it. All right. Blocky, what kind of pizza do you want today?
I think I'm going to go with the New York style pepperoni, ground beef, and maybe some bacon.
Ground beef on pizza. That is not something I've tried, but I have seen a number of things do that. And
it's good.
That to me is something I got to do at some point. There's a place around here, they do a Quad Cities pizza, and they it's like a taco pizza with ground beef, and they put like a shitload of crushed up Doritos on top. Got to try it.
I think ground beef on anything is good, but that's just me.
So last night we did a little my wife made a I don't know if it was Korean. It was like a Korean beef with it was ground beef, like all seasoned up, really, really, really delicious with some white rice. And ground beef is so versatile. It's not just for hamburgers, man. It's not just for hamburgers.
Right.
Whoa. All right. Where are we at? Mike, did you give us a pizza order yet?
Not yet. This week we're gonna do that homemade Chicago deep dish with some pepperoni and some bacon, green peppers, and red onions.
Hey, oh, that sounds good. We had talked about this earlier. We were talking about the Chicago style. I think we've pivoted, so we're gonna do Detroit style instead of Chicago style. Is that Emmy Jade? Come in here. That's fine. Doom, what kind of pizza do you want today?
Dude, I'm going with a margarita, and then I'm gonna get a stromboli on the side, man, like a meat lover stromboli.
I love that. A side stromboli to a pizza. Say pizza.
Pizza. I want rainbow pizza.
You want a rainbow pizza?
Yeah.
A princess rainbow pizza?
Yeah.
Okay, that's my daughter's order, a princess rainbow pizza.
Yeah.
Dougie Fresh, my guy. What kind of pizza do you want today?
Rainbow.
I think I'm gonna have to go for a rainbow pizza as well now.
And rainbow pizza's for everybody. You get a rainbow pizza. You get a rainbow pizza. You get a rainbow pizza. Say mash the like button. Say it so they can understand. Beep bop boop. All right, that's it, guys. Thank you. Thank you for your pizza orders. Thank you for hanging out with us. Man, Friday morning, I know it was early for some of you, and y'all could be doing anything, but you came to hang out for the Web3 breakfast. Appreciate you. Say ciao for now.
I want you.
Bye. Y'all have a great weekend. We'll see you on Monday.
Yeah.
See you.